Hey, what's happening, man?
Nothing.
Yeah.
It's windy, but it's gorgeous out there.
Yep.
You got that. And we got another episode of The Commute.
Yeah, where I will be your driver.
And I will be your passenger. So what do we got today? The moon.
What about this moon?
Oh, you know the moon. It is getting ready to get its first billboard. They're calling it.
Okay.
It's more of a advertising ploy than an actual billboard. The story itself will I guess, be easier seen than the actual billboard.
Mm-hmm.
Japanese company, drink maker, Atsuka.
Mm-hmm.
They are sending up a specialized titanium can weighing 2.2 pounds. They're calling it a miniature billboard. They didn't say actually how big or small it was, but if it's a 2.2 pound can,
it's kind of a small can.
I can't imagine that it's going to do much. It is packed with something called Pocari sweet powder, and it creates a non-carbonated citrus beverage when combined with liquid. It will be going up there when they do their first private moon mission. I didn't even know they were doing that.
No, me neither.
It'll be in October of 2015.
Wow.
It'll go up on the Falcon 9. It's a ship that has done 3 supply runs to the International Space Station already. Mm-hmm. And their hope is that one day, youths who are interested will find the can and drink it with water found on the moon. Now, isn't it kind of a fact that there is no water on the moon?
No, it's not.
No, they don't know that yet?
Yeah, I think they actually found trace elements of water on the moon. Like, that was a big deal.
My mistake then. 'Cause that's when I was like, okay, now it's really just a advertising ploy.
It's frozen and it's not on the surface, but I'm pretty sure that it's there.
But it's just a shiny silver can. Which really, I mean, you're just throwing shit on the moon now.
Right.
You know?
Just depositing whatever you find.
If I was the second private moon mission that went up there, I'd take the can. I'm cleaning it up.
Look what I found.
We already destroyed the Earth. Let's not do it to the moon.
Well, that was the other thing they were trying to come up with, was something to clean up all the space debris, like, around the Earth itself from all the space missions.
Yeah, they got to work on that.
Because right now it's a big thing, like, just to launch something, because you got to plan around where and when the debris fields are coming around.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, that really shouldn't be a factor.
I mean, I get it. You need a lot of stuff up there, especially through time, so much time is going by. But go up and get your stuff once it's dead.
Yeah.
That should be a law, almost.
That's another thing entirely, you know?
Yeah. I guess you can't put a law on something that's not owned.
Yeah.
Who's going to enforce it? Space police. Oh, the Wilmington Grand Prix. Start and finish line.
Looking forward to that.
Oh, so let's see, what else do we have here? It's kind of a thing here. I'll tell the story first, and then I'll ask you. Elizabeth Matthews is a St. Louis news reporter, and she was doing a story about a farmer who uses human feces to fertilize his crop. Didn't say where he gets it from, anything like that. But people around the area are starting to complain. They said it smells horribly. You know, it's a lot worse than regular manure. So when she's doing the story, she reaches down and picks up a handful of it and sniffs it. She said that it looks like potting soil. Now, it is treated human feces.
Yeah.
You know, it looks like potting soil, but she said it smelled just horrible. Now, would you do that? Would you pick up a handful of that, even though it's treated?
I'm not going to pick up a handful of, like, cow crap. Like I wouldn't do that either, you know?
I wouldn't do that.
I know that it's crap. Like,
my shoes told me.
You know? What do you expect out of that, you know?
But it just seems even worse, though, than animal crap. Like, if I had to pick up one of the two, I'd be picking up animal crap. You know?
Yeah.
Because there's something about
I don't know,
people.
it's about the same, but...
I mean, it's poop is poop, but... I don't know. Oh, it's just like, you dirty bitch. It just grossed me out when I...
During the interview, no less.
When I read... Yeah, man, right there on TV. It's got this texture.
Well, made for good TV. I mean, if they were passing it on to you.
Yeah, you know. It made the news. Mm-hmm. The news made the news. And let's see, I had another story that kind of... I wanted to ask you a question about when I was all done.
Sure.
Just can't remember. Oh, yeah, here we go. So there's 3 roommates in New York.
Mm-hmm.
They buy accounts for $20 from the Salvation Army.
Okay.
They had it for about 2 months. And they're sitting around watching TV. And they notice, like, the side pillows on the couch are kind of crinkly. Like, they're just making this crinkle sound.
Mm-hmm.
So they investigate, and they eventually rip open the pillows. Well, they found bubble-wrapped envelopes containing $41,000 in cash inside of it.
And now, they got it from the Salvation Army?
For $20.
Man.
Well, it has a woman's name on it, on one of the envelopes.
Mm-hmm.
So they figure, let's track this woman down. They track her down, they call her. Here's this super old lady who said her family donated the couch, and she didn't want the couch donated, like they didn't check with her.
Right.
And that money was her life savings.
Wow.
So they gave her back all the money.
Uh-huh.
So she gives them, as a reward, $1,000 for doing it, which, good for her. This is a two-parter. One, don't you think she should have given them $1,000 each? It's fucking New York, where everything's expensive. They're buying $20 used couches. They just gave you $41,000. Break off. She's old. They didn't say how old. They said she was really old. And you're not going to be able to use that money.
Yeah, but I mean, just by turning that in, they made $980, you know?
Yeah, but by not turning it in, they made $41,000. You know, they made $13,000, $14,000 a piece.
Yeah, but I mean, how do you put a price on whatever was left of that lady's life, you know?
Everything's got a price.
I guess, but, you know.
I guess here's the other thing. If you found the money and it had someone's name on it, would you track her down like that?
I don't know. I can't say I'd be that honest.
I have to say, and I'm being honest, I wouldn't.
Yeah,
you know, if I had money, you know, and I was well off, I'm going to do that because I know that's the right thing. But in current situation, $41,000 cash?
Yeah.
It changes your life.
Yeah.
You know? It's definitely a life changer. Gets you caught up on bills, gets anything you have waiting to be done.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And then some. Some vacations, some nest egg money. Now again, if you didn't look her up, you wouldn't know she was old.
Right.
Unless you tried to track her down the internet and like if people find her and told you her age, because you can do that.
Yeah.
But I would feel worse that it was an old lady. But man, $41,000 they just can't track down. And if they did, it'd be like, we didn't get the pillows. I don't know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Well, I mean, even then, it's like, why? She didn't want to donate it, but then the family donated it anyway. And
I'm guessing maybe she had some kind of in-law suite or something, and maybe she lived with family, and they were like, look, we gotta get rid of this shit. The couch has been sitting around. She doesn't use it. You know, she's taking up space. How much longer does she have anyway? We gotta finish the basement. Let's get all her shit, just donate it. She'll never know. Because it wasn't like she went back to the Salvation Army and said, my family donated this couch, I need it back. She didn't know until these people called her.
Right.
Like, oh no. I'd be like, oh, that is yours? Well, we just found your money, bitch. No, I wouldn't
You'd
do that.
go that far.
I wouldn't do that. I would have never made the phone call. I wouldn't want her to know who I was. what my number was.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can't say as I would go through and like track somebody down and all that stuff. I mean, I don't know.
If I felt bad about it and I found her and I knew for a fact that was her, I might mail her $10,000 up the back. She's not completely broke.
Well, I mean, here's an example. Like, working at Acme when I was a kid, you know, the most I found in a cart, I found $800 and some odd dollars, like in like a pocketbook in the top of a shopping cart that somebody left there.
Okay.
And I turned that in.
That's different. I would definitely turn that in. One, because it's in her purse still.
Yeah, I mean,
and it's easy to find out this belongs to someone.
You know, so I don't know.
And even when you're younger, $800 isn't life-changing.
No.
That's just decent spending money for a while.
No, I mean, that's true.
But $41,000 changes your life.
I don't know, man. I would just assume that it's like some kind of like drug money,
pirate treasure.
Like I don't know. I mean, I don't know what I would figure that to be.
I'm always hoping that happens, man. Like, even when I see, like, if you're driving down the road like this and I see a box or a bag on the side of the road, I want to go through it.
Right.
I want to pull over and go through. There's something good in that box. You know, mystery boxes always get me.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for them. If I was on a game show, they're like, "Will you trade this in for the mystery box?" Yes.
Always go for mystery box.
Fucking right, the mystery box. Even if it's nothing, I gotta know what was inside the mystery box.
Right. You're better off for having known.
You know. Well, granted, if it was like, let's make a deal, he'd rub it in your face either way. They showed you what was in the box after you said yes or no. We'll be lucky because you just turned down a trip to Hawaii. Have fun with your $50.
I don't know. Yeah, it's true. I guess it's situational. But yeah, I can't say as...
I'm trying to think if I ever found money.
Like I say, that's the only time I've ever like found anything of any like significant amount, you know?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever found money.
I'll tell you what though, my wife kind of like always finding money.
Yeah?
$10 in a parking lot all the time. 20s all the time. I find a nickel and I'm like, whoa, crazy. Found a nickel. And like $20 bills are like blown up against her in a parking lot. Like, what the hell is going on?
The best I ever had was I was in college and I was cleaning out my car. And underneath my seat, I found a birthday card that wasn't opened yet.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, huh. So I opened it up, and it was a birthday card for my grandmother with $20 in it. Nice. My birthday was months beforehand.
Yeah.
I don't know how this ended up underneath my seat. You know, if I got a gift and if it fell under, you know, whatever the case may be. So I was like, oh, sweet. So I said, I can go in town tonight. We can go to the pool hall tonight or whatever. And then we went out doing the strip, and there was a $20 bill blowing down the sidewalk. And I went and I stepped on it, stopped blowing it, picked it up, and this guy comes over, and he's like, oh, dude, he's like, that's my girlfriend's $20 bill, and his girlfriend was with him. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, he's like, we were just saying she lost $20, and we came back looking for it, and that was it. And I was like, dude, you just saw $20 going down the street, and you saw me pick it up, and I beat you to it. Like, I'm not saying you're a liar, but I'm not saying I can believe your story either.
Yeah.
You know, like, you just saw me find 20 and you wanted to jump. I was like, I can't give it to you, man. He's like, come on, we have a lot of money. That's my girlfriend's money. I said, look, I'm kind of feeling for you. Like, I believe in you, but I was like, I'll split it. I'll give you 10. You know, and he was like, no, that's my girl. So I was like, nah, see, you just lost $10.
Yeah.
I said, I just offered to split it with you. I was at least offering half of it back. I was like, sorry, you get nothing. I also had a bunch of friends with me. It kind of built my balls up a little bit.
Yeah. I was gonna say, what else is going on in that story?
But but I've never found a lot. But I want to. I want to find money so bad.
Yeah.
I want to get a metal detector and go down the beach and do that. Yeah, man, it's treasure.
It's not.
You're finding treasure.
It's not.
Yes, sir.
There's nothing about that that's treasure.
Oh, it's awesome. That'd be so much fun. Like, again, it's the mystery box.
No.
It beeps. What is under there? What is it?
It's always a bottle cap. It's never anything.
Well, now they have the ones that tell you if it's a bottle cap, if it's money, if it's jewelry.
Oh, see, they shouldn't have that.
Saves you time. Fuck yeah, they should.
Yeah, but you shouldn't be saving. If you're wasting time walking around on the fucking beach with a goddamn metal detector, it shouldn't tell you. You should have to dig for that shit.
You have to earn it.
You should have to give up.
I would try it the first couple times just to see if it was right. If it was wrong one time, I would dig every time.
Yeah.
But the first 10 times, if it's spot on, they even tell you how deep it is. Oh, I want one so bad. And my dad actually went and he got me one year for Christmas a couple years ago, and it was a badass, one of these badass ones. And I was like, what? Yeah. And I opened it up, and it wasn't the one on the box.
Oh, what?
And I'm like, what the fuck? And it was like a real cheap one. So he had gotten it from Dick's. So I said, so I went back to Dick's, and I had the receipt on. I was like, look, what happened? He's like, we do sell that one too. He said, someone pulled the old switcheroo on us. I'm like, what? And this thing's like on the end of an aisle where it's wide open. Yeah. And I was like, how does that happen? He's like, yeah, people open the boxes, look at them, and they put them in the other boxes, and they ring up the cheaper one. I said, oh. Okay, I was like, well, give me the good one. He's like, we don't have any more. What? Oh, just give the money back. And that was the end of that.
So they gave you the money back?
That's as close as I got. Yeah, they gave the money back. I mean, they were cool about it, but...
At least they gave me a shit.
They didn't try to think like I was,
right?
You know, returning my old one. You know, and it was obviously brand new.
Yeah.
But
I don't understand this. I'm not being cut off here today.
Yeah, it's a little weird. I don't know. Was traffic heavy this morning?
This morning?
I can't remember.
Not really, I guess.
Because I know at lunchtime, like our building was open. Like no one was there, but we went across the street to this place that's usually crowded. That wasn't crowded. It was just a light day. People get spring fever.
Getting out.
Look, this black Raider wants to cut you off.
Nah, he can. He can go spit.
He waved the white flag.
Yeah, no thanks.
Well, let's do this day in history. May 15th, 1988. Our lifetime. Soviets begin withdrawal from Afghanistan. December of 79, Soviet troops entered Afghanistan to help the communist pro-Soviet government with an internal rebellion. 15,000 Russian troops killed and billions spent in the billions of dollars spent in the effort. Why don't I remember that? Do you remember anything from that?
Remember anything? I mean, not at the time, but I mean, I knew about it after way after the fact.
I didn't know that many people got killed.
Yeah, well, it's this perspective thing. We've got like such an insular fucking thing here.
Yeah.
It's like every world event is so fucking one-sided here. Like,
oh yeah. And I mean, it's that way everywhere.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's just the weirdest thing. Like
everyone gets lied to.
Right.
You never know really what's going on.
Whereas there, it's probably a huge thing, you know?
Yeah, they try to sell it hurrah, so you'll sign up for the military. Those military guys. I was just telling today, when I was in high school, senior high school, those recruiters come around and try to recruit you to come and join the army. Yeah. And I was like, that's just not my thing. The guy's like, he's like, come on, I'll pay for college, and whatever you want to do, you can do it here in the military, and that's your job. You actually have a job that you do, and it's just, in case of wartime, if you're needed, then you got to fight. Yeah. He's like, what do you want to do? What do you want to go to college for? I was like, I want to make movies. We don't have anything like that. I was like, okay. I said, so you're not for me. He's like, what do you have? What other interests do you have? I was like, I like playing instruments. We have a marching band. What? He's like, we have a marching band. I was like, okay, so what would my job be? You'd be in the marching band. I'm like, whoa. I joined the army and I play an instrument? Yeah, you go to fairs and parades and, you represent the military. And I'm like, and that's my job? And they were like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, until war comes. And I gotta go risk my life to be in a fucking marching band? What are you, nuts? The pay's good. So, Yeah. And they had some badass like signing bonus at the time, like a $10,000 signing bonus.
Yeah, it was huge.
And that was tempting. I was like, oh, 10,000, but nah, dude, I wouldn't fucking make boot camp and get nuts.
At the time, you wouldn't have?
Yeah, at the time I would have.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to.
Yeah, no, it's never been my thing.
But I couldn't believe that was a thing. And the person I was telling the story to said that his dad had a friend who was in the military, and he originally signed up and he was part of the marching band, and they found out he was good at baseball, so they transferred him to the baseball team. And this guy toured around different parts of the country and the world
just playing baseball.
You know, representing the U.S. Army in baseball games.
Mm-hmm.
But then, of course, you know, he had to go to Vietnam.
Yeah.
And that's the payoff, but...
It's the downside to that.
But yeah, no thank you. But yeah, I never got suckered into that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird thing. I mean, people are...
Oh, glad we have people that do.
Yeah.
You know, it's just... not my thing.
I don't know. It's always been, to me, for, like, the wrong reasons. I don't know. Like, it seems
you don't
like
get to choose what you fight for.
Well, I think that's the thing. It's like, you're not really fighting for the things that they say you're fighting for.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not...
But even then, even if it was truthful, but
people are still hyped up on, like, World War II, like, sentimentality, you know?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like that...
Their country needs you.
Right.
Defend the people.
And see, I don't think it's that anymore.
But even if it was, I mean, let's just say you didn't think it was right what we were fighting for. If it was the truth, you still got to go and fight for it.
Yeah.
And then how can you get your heart into something like that? And if your heart's not into something like that, yikes. All you're doing is fighting for your own life at that point.
Mm-hmm. And that's what it came down to.
It's a video game. You're just trying to survive to the end.
Yeah. I don't know. Weird subject. I mean, people are so...
Yeah, I mean, it's
overly patriotic about the thing.
Oh, like, especially these days. You know, I mean, the Iraq War kind of rejuvenated that whole thing with people. I think before then, that World War II mentality kind of wore off for a bit.
Yeah.
And it was a time when people were very anti-country.
Yep. People needed something to get behind. And
yep. And 9/11 did it, man.
That was the thing.
But, yeah, I mean, we'll move on. I don't want to get on my soapbox.
Yeah.
About that. May 15th, 17th. I'm stupid. I was like, wow, it's the same date.
How did all these things happen on the same day?
This is amazing. Everything happens on May 15th.
Yeah.
1756. The 7 Years' War began.
Here we called it the French-American War.
Oh, known in America. Okay. Go on.
But it kicked off when England declared war on France. So that meant like all the colonies and everything else that were their holdings were at war. So it was basically the French here fighting against the Indian allies of the British at the time, and them trying to raise, the Continental Army up. But eventually, the British started taking it seriously. They started attacking like French holdings and other things around the world, not just there, like attacking them economically, and it kind of petered out on the French end of it. So they ended up withdrawing, and they had to sue for peace. And so they ended up giving up Canada, and
they gave Louisiana to Spain.
Yep, Louisiana went to Spain, and then Spain gave Florida to the U.S. So it basically got rid of the northern and southern enemies at the time for like the 13 colonies. So basically they had nothing to worry about north and south from like foreign countries. But that set up for the American Revolution, France being pissed off at England. So that's why they threw support behind us, because of the French and India War.
Interesting. I didn't know one led to the other.
Yep.
Let's see. May 15th, 1941. First Allied jet flies. The Gloucester Whittle E-2839 flies over Cranwell, England. Turbojet engine. Devised by Frank Whittle. English aviation engineer and pilot. Father of the jet engine. So was that that wasn't the first jet?
No, not the first jet. That was the first Allied jet. The first jets were German. And they had all kinds of really crazy like propulsion systems and stuff for German fighters. They had one that was it had like a chemical reaction propulsion, almost like modern rocket fuel.
Okay.
And those, like the afterburner and stuff on that was it was like an acid based. It was like some kind of, that was like the byproduct. It was acid.
Wow.
Like going out the back and in the fuel tank.
Shit.
Yeah, there was a lot of really cool like designs and stuff at the time.
And more flight. May 15th, 1963. Flight of Fate 7. Gordon Cooper launched into space for the longest American space mission to that date. First to spend more than a day in space. Wow, that was considered the longest?
Mm-hmm. And he spent 36 hours orbiting.
Still so cool.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching the thing today, and you're interviewing all these old astronauts. And they were saying the coolest thing is when you're in space and you see the sun, because you're used to seeing it against a blue sky. But in space, you don't think about it, but you have a black backdrop to it.
Yeah.
And the sun flaring against this black backdrop. It's just amazing and gorgeous.
Yeah.
I'd love to see that.
Who knows? Someday.
Yeah, maybe one day. They keep dragging their feet with this shit, it seems like. I know it's not easy to do, but it's just like,
we're
going to do this in 15 years. 15? What? No, you got 3.
Yeah.
How's that? It can be done. Turn it into a reality show, and it'll get done.
Yeah.
It'll get done. Like that Jim Henson Muppet thing. They're like, normally we give people 3 months to do this. You have 3 days. You know what? Under pressure, people work.
Yeah.
You know?
So give them some pressure again.
Like, look, want to keep your job? You get to the next planet in 3 years.
Need a cure for the virus? You got to inject yourself.
Shit would happen real fast then. Just like, these doctors can't get their dicks hard. It's like, come up with something like that.
Yeah. Pills start coming out
Give
everywhere.
these doctors cancer. Find a cure for that real fucking fast. Oh, we gotta do research and this and that. Oh, my dick don't work. Next day, got it. We're good.
Solved.
No problems here. Dick still works. May 15th, oh, we just did that one. Where was I? May 15th, 1800. John Adams orders the federal government to Washington, D.C. How do you order the federal government?
Well, they had the last meeting of Congress in Philadelphia, which was the capital at the time. So that was the last meeting of Congress and the government there before they moved everything to D.C.
And what was the purpose behind it?
I forget what it was. Like, just more central location. It was like a better strategic location.
There was a thing where Harrisburg was the capital of the country for like 3 days. And I forget the story. Do you know the story behind that? Why they did that?
Probably because whatever the capital was at the time was captured, I would say. But
it was either that or it had something to do with the signing. They had to get something signed in time.
Oh, so
and that's where they were. So they just said, oh, you know what? We're in the capital now.
Yeah.
And we're good. Everything's peachy.
Yeah. So the total government at the time was 128 people.
Wow. Wow, imagine that.
Yep. And then they moved them all to D.C. and Philadelphia ceased to be the capital June 11th,
Wow.
1800.
I still kind of think the nation's capital should be Philadelphia or New York. You know? It just seems more fitting because it was founded in Philadelphia, so why not make it Philadelphia? But New York is such a big, overwhelming city.
See, I'm of the opinion that it should be strategically located still, and in a modern warfare situation, it should be a defendable place. So I think it should be in like Denver or somewhere more central.
Yeah. If you're looking at it as far as that goes,
I don't know. That's just
because when you're that close, I mean, you figure it's on the edge of the continent.
Yeah.
And you're right. It's easy to attack, more susceptible to natural disasters.
But I mean, America in general is very difficult to attack. I mean,
yeah, dude.
The logistics behind getting troops to here is almost impossible.
Mm-hmm. Figure between all the ships they have out there, they constantly have planes flying around, especially the capital.
Well, it's the thing of like supporting like the troops that it would take to take parts of the country. Mm-hmm. There's not enough supply. And there's not enough troops to do it from anywhere else.
Gotcha. What about something like Hawaii?
Yeah, I mean, Hawaii you could take.
You're fucked.
Yeah.
Who cares? It's Hawaii.
Hawaii's in, it's
kind of
almost
not
too
really
easy.
America. We don't care about it.
Yeah, I mean, but they would defend it like,
a little bit.
Yeah.
Give the old college effort.
Now, the things that wouldn't be defended would be, the smaller, like, satellite things that should actually be states and aren't, like Puerto Rico. And, I don't know how those would be defended.
Yeah.
But
I think they would just worry about that later. Like, go ahead, take it. We'll eventually have it back. If we win this thing, we're going to get it back. So do what you got to do.
I don't know. It'd be hard to picture what a war would look like now. With modern
wouldn't look like
armies
much.
Anything else?
It's all going to be. You're going to see a bomb coming out of the sky.
Yeah.
And that's going to be pretty much it.
If you're lucky to see that.
Yeah. You might just see a flash.
Mm-hmm.
And cars start flying back at us.
That's a movie.
I know.
Godzilla. Yeah, see, I put some extra printouts in the side there. I got a whole Godzilla history.
You got Godzilla. Woo! Look at this.
I know.
History of Godzilla, which you were going to go see the movie tonight, right?
I am, 7 o'clock.
You're going to have to let me know. I want to text when it's over.
Yeah.
Let me know how it was. I still don't hold out faith for it.
I'm expecting greatness.
What do you think is going to be so much better about it?
I don't know. To me, it looks like more of a throwback to like the old movies, where it's going to be monsters fighting monsters, and like the human element is people trying to figure out the situation, not fight the monster.
I guess my thing with Godzilla too is, especially in modern times, it'd be so easy to take the fuck out.
Godzilla?
Yeah, just blast him with some missiles in his fucking face.
Dude, Godzilla is not he's not susceptible to those kind of things. How many times has Godzilla been shot with a tank and a missile and everything else in the movie? He cannot be destroyed that way.
Yeah. See, I need to see Freddy Krueger versus Godzilla. That's a fight.
But it's not really.
Godzilla's got to go to sleep.
Yeah, so Freddy Krueger wins.
Yes.
I mean, that's because if you got to go to sleep eventually, and he controls the dream world, what can you do?
You're dead. You're dead, Godzilla.
You can't fight
fucking lizard.
That.
Defend that.
But does Godzilla sleep?
He's got to. As he crawls back in the ocean. Getting some shut eye. I'll be back though, New York. / Japan.
/ the rest of the world.
Alright, so what do we have? 5 things you may not have known about Godzilla. read? Want me to read the whole thing? All this?
No, I mean, just
are
go
there
over the
things I should
highlights
touch
and
on?
stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just something printed out.
Since first being introduced in 1954, he has only gained in popularity. Gigantic mutant dinosaurs awakened by fallout from atomic bomb testing. Despite being over 50 years old, Godzilla is alive and well in Japanese pop culture and even has a devout Western following. Images and slogans can be found on everything from t-shirts to lunch pails, and films continue to be made. The name Godzilla, perhaps one of the most recognizable of all monster names, he is a kaiju, a Japanese word meaning strange beast, which is usually translated to English as monster. It's become associated with Japanese cinema, specifically when describing Godzilla and the other monsters who star beside him in the Godzilla films. Godzilla is a romanization of the Japanese word Gojira, which is a combination of two words, gorira meaning gorilla and Kujira meaning whale. Seems like a gorilla whale. Mm-hmm. Yeah, never thought of it that way. There's rumors that the nickname was given to one of the production hands of the film company responsible for filming Godzilla, but it still remains to be proven. Godzilla films. 57 years after the first Godzilla movie is released to monster-hungry moviegoers, there have been 28 films made. Wow. Mm-hmm. That I did not know. 28. Good Lord. About what?
I've seen probably like 5 of them. You know?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I know they used to play them a lot on like Sunday afternoons when we were growing up.
Yeah,
they'd
that's
have,
when
like,
I watched
Sunday
it.
afternoon bad movie, and they put them on. There would be like cartoons, maybe some wrestling or news or whatever they threw on there, and then
Godzilla movie.
Sunday afternoon movie.
Or Kung Fu movie. Or...
Yes.
So that's what El Rey needs. It needs Godzilla movies.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't, especially with this coming out.
I know.
All the hype. Wow, yeah. And that's their thing. I mean, it would fit the channel.
That's what I would think. I mean,
Hey, give them time.
Yeah.
The Showa series Godzilla, 54 to 75. So it began with the original and spanned 15 movies. The second movie in the series, Godzilla Raids Again. Begins the trend of monster versus monster battles as he fights Anguirus. Am I saying that right? Sounds right.
Yeah.
The fifth movie in the series also sees Godzilla shift roles from city-destroying bad guy to city-defending hero when he defeats Ghidorah, saving Japan. In Ghidorah, the three-headed monster.
That one I've seen.
Yeah, I remember him being a good guy. Unless it happened in more than one film, I don't know. Okay, so I saw one of the good guy ones.
There was the one that was like Godzilla and the son of Godzilla, like Godzuki or whatever.
I didn't see that one.
You didn't see that one? And
it might have been this one. I remember a three-headed monster. He picks it up by the head and swings it around.
Yeah.
The Heisei series Godzilla, 84 to 95. Only 7 are in this series, which phased out the hero Godzilla in favor of a more destructive and dangerous monster. The creature suit was made to look more realistic and frightening in the series as well. Most famously, this is a series in which Godzilla has a meltdown and dies in the last movie of the series, titled Godzilla vs. Destroya. Ow. And there's the Millennium series, 99 to 04. 6 films in that series have him emerge as an anti-hero, though he remains as destructive as ever. He's just like clumsy. Hey guys, I want to play with you. Smashing on buildings. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Woman takes out the side of the building, the woman in the bathtub. Sorry, Mrs. Johnson. I'm going to have that fixed.
That's Rampage.
Monstrous proportions. The look of him has changed many times over the years, sometimes subtle. Such changes as his dorsal fins and others which are more dramatic, including his overall size. The original Godzilla stood over 50 meters tall and weighed 20,000 metric tons. Jesus God. 20,000 tons? His size has definitely increased over time for a variety of reasons, as seen in The Return of Godzilla, when the already giant is reinvented to be 80 meters and 50,000 tons.
You have to be bigger.
I like how they know the weight. Like, I bet he weighs...
It's gotta be...
this. Watch yourself, lady. His famous roar has undergone many transformations as his physical appearance has. Despite sounding a little different in each movie, they say they've trademarked it because of its popularity. Each film contained many variations of the actual sound effect and were used to convey emotion from Godzilla. Oh, poor guy's got emotions. Little teardrops coming out of his big eyes.
Gets hurt, there's a different one.
The king of monsters. Godzilla is generally thought to be the king of monsters for good reasons. I would just say he's the most popular. You know? Yeah, makes him the king.
Well, it's indestructibility, man.
Yeah. Atomic breath ray, a focused beam of radiation, is able to fire from his mouth. His dorsal fins will often glow when he's charging the atomic breath ray. Nuclear pulse, a shockwave that Godzilla emits from his body when the atomic breath ray is subdued. Nuclear discharge. Something you gotta see a doctor for. Doc, I got this nuclear discharge. Coming out of my dorsal fin. My fin just kind of flops now.
Dorsal discharge.
Though only used once in a Godzilla film, he displayed the ability to discharge energy through a set of cables, which had been fired into his flesh. In another, he was shown to have discharged energy through the physical blows he was landing on his opponents. Godzilla's tail has been used in a number of different ways to defeat enemies and destroy buildings. His skin seems virtually indestructible. So here you go.
That's what I'm saying.
As displayed to be the fact that he was able to survive submersion in liquid magma. Only a few times has his skin shown signs of being pierced. This, coupled with super strength, giant size, and water breathing, make Godzilla an easy choice for King of Monsters. I didn't know he could breathe water.
That's where he comes from.
I just kind of figured he was like a whale. He'd come up for air, and go back down for days.
I think he did do that in one of the movies.
Yeah. Puts his nostrils up.
Yeah. But, you know.
What is a sad ending? The death of Godzilla. Despite his amazing powers, has been shown to have a few weaknesses, and ultimately Godzilla does indeed die. Let me guess, he got married? In Godzilla vs. Destoroyah, Godzilla's design takes on a different look and feel as he becomes superheated and more powerful as a result of his internal nuclear temperature climbing. He is suffering a nuclear meltdown, which triggers a desire for him to find and absorb more radiation. It's not the end of his legacy, though. As his son, Godzilla Jr. Name my son after me. Is brought back from the brink of certain death by the excessive dose of radiation he received from his father's melting down corpse. The movie was intended by Toho to be the last Godzilla film until 2005. However, due to major worldwide fan disappointment of the American released Godzilla in '98, that's an understatement. They decided to release another film and appease disgruntled fans, Godzilla 2000. Made the studio responded with, in which the main enemy of Godzilla bore an uncanny resemblance to the Godzilla from the American film. Beat the shit out of him. No, that was the phony Godzilla. I'm here, everybody. It's cool. It's fantastic.
It's like one scene where he like throws him into like the Sydney Opera House and like does the nuclear fire breath on him.
Nice.
Nukes him.
Fuck you, bad Godzilla. Who was in that one? Godzilla 2000.
I don't remember who was in it.
Was it?
Because it was mainly a Japanese movie.
Why am I thinking of what's his name? The guy from Tron.
The Neutron? Or,
he's in both of them.
Bridges?
Yeah. Jeff Bridges.
Yeah.
Let's look it up real fast. Godzilla. Guess I better spell it right.
Gojira.
Godzilla 2000. Let's see. Oh, well, then there was Godzilla 2001.
Yeah, I think that kept going like as a series after they made that one. They kept making like Japanese Godzilla movies after that.
Yeah, maybe not. Yeah, I'm not seeing any American names here. What the hell was I thinking about?
I don't know.
Oh well. There's all these real hard to pronounce Japanese names. And then Amy Hill.
The American scientist.
She's Japanese.
Oh, yeah?
She's a shop owner. You leave. Oh, Godzilla now. So, yeah, man, well, enjoy the movie.
Yeah, I'm
like I said, I want a text. I need to know. I went on the website for that movie theater. That is badass, dude.
Yeah.
Where you can pick the seats.
Uh-huh.
I was going to pick, buy some tickets and surprise Kendra with it because like she really wants to go. We don't go to the movies much anymore.
Uh-huh.
And she even told me the other night, you know how there's a few movies where you get so excited for it would just destroy your world if you could never see it.
Mm-hmm.
There might have been 7 movies in my whole life. This is one of them. Really?
What's that?
The new X-Men.
Oh, X-Men. Okay.
She's always liked the X-Men, but I don't know if I can say.
Yeah, no, I don't even understand, like, to me, it's another just X-Men movie.
It's cool
There's
because
so
the
many
old are meeting the older crew is meeting the younger crew.
Yeah,
and it is a good story. If you read the story that this is from, the comic books, awesome story. But really hold true to it because the fucking Wolverine movie was a great story in the comic books, and they fucked that right in the asshole. Jesus Christ.
And that's which one? Not the latest one.
The latest one.
Oh, the latest one with
when he's in Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great story.
The samurai or whatever.
Great story. But yes, we'll see. So what I'm gonna have to do is wait till that week when she knows her schedule.
Yeah.
And then pick a day. So, but it's cool. You can pick your seats.
Yeah, I know.
And it's as long as it's awesome. In that theater, the Grand Theater.
Is that
where
the one?
It's the big screen? Mm-hmm. It's like between regular and IMAX.
Okay.
So you're seeing it on a good screen anyway.
Yeah.
And there were 0 seats sold. For the X-Men.
For the X-Men thing?
I could buy any seat I want right now.
Wow.
A little pricey.
Was it?
$14 a ticket.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It's just how it is. Anyway,
I know.
That's just...
Fucking movie theaters. Should have opened a movie theater.
I don't think it's worth it.
No?
No, I don't think so.
Why?
Because I don't think the theater itself is making that much money.
They generally split the ticket sales, don't they?
I don't know.
They split the box office with Hollywood.
Yeah, I mean, I can only
And they keep all the
assume
fucking candy sales.
Yeah.
You know. Or I think it's Hollywood says, this is how much we charge for a ticket, you charge whatever you want.
Right.
And give it. But the fucking candy? Well, we went the other fucking week. We got 2 slushies, $10 for ice.
Yeah.
For ice. A little bit of syrup. $10. They're making money.
Yeah.
We weren't the only ones.
Yeah, but it's off of, I don't want to make money that way. Like, to me, that's like scamming people.
That's scamming. We knew it wasn't worth $10.
Yeah.
And we still said, here's $10.
I don't know.
You know? You're not tricking anybody.
It feels like drug money.
It's just people, if they want it that bad, they'll give it to you. If not, they'll sneak in candy.
Yeah.
That's what I do. Just can't sneak in a slushie.
No.
But,
or liquor.
Or liquor. Well, you can. You just can't use it when you get there.
Yeah.
Because, Captain America decides to sell the fuck out his 4th week. Sit in the front row.
Fuck is with the captain anyway.
Yeah, man. It wasn't that good. All your friends,
alright,
all your friends lied to you.
Yeah.
They all lied to you. But it was okay.
Yeah, it was okay.
It was decent. Oh, I found out, too, who the people were in the end. the movie, I don't know if I should say it on here. I'll
yeah,
tell you when it goes off, because I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to give away.
What the hell? It's like weeks into this. Anybody you know hasn't already seen this?
Well, I'm saying, what if some people are going to wait for DVD?
All right, spoilers then. You know, you got.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Turn
Fast forward to the end, or you know, turn it off.
Yeah,
there's like teleporting chick, and then they were like
chick
brother and sister or something.
Now I didn't know they were brother and sister from the comic books, and they may not be in the comic books. The one, I forgot her fucking name already. Her I'm not too familiar with. Some kind of witch, something witch.
Oh, okay.
And because they're going to be in the next Avengers movie.
Okay.
And the guy is Quicksilver, who is Magneto, and I'm drawing a blank, the blue girl.
Oh, Mystique.
Mystique. It's their son.
Oh, okay.
And he's essentially Marvel's version of the Flash.
Oh, okay.
He's really fucking fast.
Well, he's in the X-Men movie, right?
Yeah. Okay. No. Wait.
The one coming out. He's in it, because like somebody was just talking about it today.
Then it can't be him. Yeah, because Marvel, because that's X-Men.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, he's in this new movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because like I saw a scene where he's like in it.
Oh, okay.
And who the hell else did they show? Some guy with he has like an M on his eye, because in the future that's how they mark mutants or something.
Oh, I don't know.
And he's some guy from the future, and he comes to the past. He's got some gun. He can like absorb energy and then shoot it back out.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know who that is. Sounds like Electro.
No, it's not that guy. That's a different thing, right?
No, it's Marvel.
It's still the same world or whatever.
Yeah, that's how Electro gets his power. He can pull energy out of anything.
Oh. Or it's like Kevin Bacon's power in the last movie.
Yeah. Yeah, really, he absorbs energy.
Except he has a gun. Like, it goes out through the gun, whatever it is.
Ah, okay.
Like, the scene that I saw was like he absorbed some bullets or something, and that charged up his gun so he could shoot. And I guess Rogue is in it, and a bunch of other people. Because it was from that Screen Junkies channel on YouTube, and they were talking about like their favorite mutants and stuff. And
Rogue's pretty badass.
Yeah, Rogue's got a great power. Just suck anyone else's power out.
It's cool, I guess, as long as you're around the right mutant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some powers I can just give a fuck about.
Right.
I was like, don't touch me. I don't want your power.
I want your crappy power.
But you can kill them just by touching them. If you take their power from them too long, she sucks their life out of them.
Oh, right.
So that's pretty cool. You're pretty safe.
I forget the other ones they were talking about. There was like somebody that was just it was like Cypher or something, and all he is he can speak any language or something, and that's his power.
See, that would be me.
That's his mutant power.
That would be me. That's the shit I would end up with.
You can speak and write any language.
They need to have fucking Spider-Man in them though, man. Just show the fuck up.
Yeah, I don't understand why those don't cross over. Does it cross over in the comic books or something?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, but with the movies, like when they were trying to make the Spider-Man movies, I don't know, the last trilogy they made, the reason it was so hard to make, you went years without seeing anything Spider-Man, was because through the years the rights had been split up something like 17 different ways.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So in order to make the movie, you had to get the rights from everybody, and they were having a hard time doing it.
Well, I heard that's how like the Captain America thing was too. Like,
oh yeah,
there's like an unreleased Captain America movie that they made so that whatever company it was could hang on to the rights.
Oh.
So they made this movie.
Oh yeah, because you have, when you buy rights, you have so long to make a movie.
Yeah, so they made this movie and just never released it. But the guys on that Red Letter Media, they did a whole thing on like Captain America, and they watched the movie and like talked about it and stuff. It was pretty cool.
I'd like to see it.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I know they did the same thing with Queen of the Damned by Anne Rice.
Oh yeah.
They bought the rights for it, and they had something like 60 days where they were going to lose the rights to make the movie, and Anne Rice was going to get them back.
Oh.
So they just put together this fucking movie. It ended up being a decent movie, but it was nothing like
That's the movie that came out?
Mm-hmm.
That was the one they threw together and like...
Not Interview with a Vampire.
Yeah, the Queen of the Damned or whatever. Mm-hmm. I didn't mind that one.
No, as I said, it was a decent movie. But that's the only reason they made it. Like, they weren't ready to make it. That wasn't what they wanted.
There was some singer or something was in it? Like, was the main girl or something?
Yeah, and that's the only reason the movie actually came out. They weren't even really going to release it. They made it to make it, but they planned on it going straight to DVD just to make whatever they could off it. But then she died. Aaliyah, I believe was her name.
Okay, yeah.
And she died.
Like in a plane crash or something, right?
Yeah. And because of that, they were like, gold, put it in the theater.
Yep.
See, that's how you don't want to make your money.
Off the death of somebody?
Yeah, you don't want to make your money that way.
No, okay.
Off of candy? Fuck yeah. Alright. Well, that'll do it for this episode of The Commute. Like and subscribe on Facebook and YouTube. Check out our website, tocommute.com, TWO commute.com. Check us out on Twitter @DriverPassenger, and send us an email at thecommutepodcast@comcast.net. Hope to see you soon.